Now it's March 9th and it's 2022, and where I'm standing, my feet, and where the state broadcast has created some concoction and sending it in that I'm trying to follow and make sense of, because this is what the common people see. It's the Linda and the Lou's. It's the anyone I've ever met turns on this broadcast, or now they have them online, and now it's the interpretation of what does it mean. It becomes, now I've said before, even though they use English words, English words, which I guess for me are American words, they pattern them differently in this sports place of this particular mention is NFL. Now, I don't know how to speak NFL. I don't know how to speak, American NFL. I don't know if it's multinational inside the NFL. It looks it. But again, this gets difficult with intelligence networks and intelligence agencies and large scale projects working straight out in front, but masking their power and hiding in plain sight. So now I'm watching the speaking, because I don't know how to research or how to find out who the owners of the teams are and how the ownership of the team is kept in some whatever, and then the players are like, I don't know, are they supposed to be foot soldiers, but are they following along? Are there guidelines and rules and penalties? I don't know, because I don't know how their inner workings work. Nobody's kept me up to date on their function. But they're functioning independently, but they have real estate, but they invested in themselves with stadiums and games, and then now they're controlling what's being taught in some of the colleges because they have direct recruiting campaigns, which is really frightening because now history's being rewritten like all wrong with whatever and planning, and it's just fueling a whole besiegement of another kind. But this is a sample of one of their conversations.
Bravery is like, when I think that my mom had to write my name on my underoos to send me to kindergarten, and this kid traveled 600 miles by himself to safety.
Should never have had to do that.
Exactly right.
Never.
Well said, Dan. Real hero. All right, got some NFL news to share.
All right, what do we got, Blaine?
I know you know what I'm talking about. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers confirms he's going to stay with the Green Bay Packers. The NFL Network reports the four-time MVP agreed to a 4-year, $200 million contract. Now, Rodgers says that part's not true. That part's not true. He tweeted, reports about me signing a contract are inaccurate, as are the supposed terms of the contract, I quote, signed.
Signed. The key word. Did he sign?
Oh, he didn't sign it yet. So rumors are a $200 million contract extension for 4 years.
Does not surprise me he's staying.
Right.
It doesn't?
But
all of that talk about leaving was much ado about
that's
nothing.
it. Okay. He does that all the time.
But at the same time, if you're maxing out the company's credit card, there's not room for anybody else to go shopping with that cash. Devontae Adams is a wide receiver, had a great year. He wanted a max deal, a long-term contract. It looks like he won't get that because
I have no idea what that means. There's credit cards, there's a long max, there's one guy's using stuff, there's others that aren't. What? Who made these rules up? I mean, NFL, clearly, is running their own, I have no idea, with some kind of rules and some kind of guidelines and intelligence, but doesn't share it with the rest of us. I mean, there's rules of the game, and then they got rules of how they keep themselves in check. All right, but I still don't get it. I mean, like, haven't been brought in and attended a lawyers meeting so they can explain how the lawyers meeting at owner's level gets played. Just saying. So now it gets really confusing because now he was a player. So he was in a lawyer's meeting with the contract, knows how it works, and now he's walking around and he's better educated than I am. And I'm part of the us in the US as little sister with a big brother and a little brother that are fighting elsewhere at the moment. I feel very left out.
Because Aaron Rodgers could be taking all those.
So then what does he do?
Well, either the team has to get other guys. Well, he could get franchise tagged and he
Right.
won't get that money.
Mm-hmm.
Or the team has to make other guys rework their contracts so they can get the money in. But perhaps.
How did she get the education? Who is this woman? Like, how does she know the same amount that Nate knows? Where does she fit in at us? I mean, I get she fits the rock, paper, scissors, I suppose. Kind of, sort of, but not really. But now I'm confused as to, like, why does it feel like they all know how these rules and guidelines work? Some of them have involvement with these big labor unions, and then they actually went into contract themselves with them. So now they have a leg up and an inside track. I mean, that gets confusing for trying to keep things neat and tidy, and with not sending the wrong signals at track signaling.
Rodgers, in this case, did not sign the max.
Maybe he
and those
didn't.
money terms are not
Didn't.
Why would he come out on Twitter and just say, oh, nothing to see here?
signed. I don't.
All right.
He
I don't
loves
know.
the attention, that's for sure.
Boy, we're not getting any from me, Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to talk about Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, who is reportedly headed to the Denver Broncos in one of the biggest trades in NFL history. The Broncos would send a significant package of players and draft picks to Seattle in exchange for Wilson. That's according to those reports. So maybe there's some teams out there who are like, we better get going.
There's track signaling at its finest. I'm not in an intelligence community that knows how to decipher that. I'm all by myself. Lynn and Lou have no clue. They're like, so he moves his house where he shows up from work from one stadium, he walks through another set of doors. So that's the level of couch potato understanding on any of whatever they've created in their hiding from the public.
Oh, and because they just signed.
That was a blockbuster deal.
I told Nate I didn't want to hear
That
from him
was-
about that this morning. I'm like,
Why?
It's my former team, and Russell Wilson is an absolute legend in
Yeah.
Seattle. But that was a blockbuster deal, even though there were rumors floating around the last couple of years for him to leave Seattle and land in Denver. And
Blockbuster deal. That's an interesting choice phrase.
pretty loaded. They just shocked everybody.
They believed in him when nobody else believed in him. I didn't see that split. I know Brady went to the Bucks. It always happens. But I was shocked yesterday.
Like, they talk, I zone out. All I hear, blah, 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 and then I listen for key up words, like blockbuster. I'm like, oh, is that what they're talking about? Like, I have to wait for their speech pattern to, like, come down to earth. It's like, I don't know what plan you all are floating on, but, like, real world's like, we lost you somewhere. I don't know how the tether of my cognition and yours works, but we are disconnected at one of the main lines.
Yes.
But it's the Seahawks are on two ends of the spectrum. You have one team with the Packers that are saying we want to pay Aaron Rodgers everything, and then
Right.
Seattle saying we don't want to pay him that much money anymore. We're going to build around the young quarterback.
All right. Rich NFL players. I love it. Let's end with Will Ferrell, who played Jackie Moon. Remember this?
Oh, of
Jackie
course.
Moon in the movie
Love Me
Central.
Sexy.
I never even heard of this movie, but what they're his I give him a lot of credit for being able to act this stupid on camera. He is very entertaining and as a sincere compliment.
Exactly. Watch.
Go live, right here. Throw it in the blender. Okay, you got it. No, okay, never mind. Right back, though. Okay. Right back to you. Okay. Give it back again. You got it? No, right back. No, okay. Yeah. Oh.
Watch this hook shot.
Love this scene. So
now this is a movie, not real. This is box office. It's not on the court in real life. Like, this is not New York Knicks, and it's not inside the NBA. It's something totally parallel and paradox to however the National Basketball League works. I have no idea. Again, whole nother set of sports circumstance that's like, I mean, like, you gotta speak up in a language that is, like, I mean...
So here's what happened.
Love that movie.
I know. So last night, a real NBA team picked up Moon for its roster. Check this out.
And welcome to the floor.
Now this is real NBA, not just not movie land producer. Movie land producer, something else. This is just real court of NBA while the players are playing.
Your Golden State Warriors.
So that is Will Ferrell in his vintage Flint Tropics uniform, warming up with the team before last night's game against the Clippers. Ferrell and head coach Steve Kerr set up the surprise. The Warriors have been having a tough stretch, and Kerr said it was a great time to make everyone laugh.
Oh, I love that movie.
Sequel.
And I love Will Ferrell. All right, Vlad, thank you so much. We'll be right back.
It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. It's Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken. And as I mentioned earlier, I got something about the unrest in the American colonies, which I already flipped through, but it was very difficult reading as far as trying to make sense of it, because what it says and what I've seen and what I've experienced do not articulate in like a working function. That it doesn't exist. This is just fanciful. Like, if this is what we were supposed to be following, it's not how things happened. And then I got home yesterday, this one about an American Revolutionary War. I'm going to try to read through, see if any of this makes sense or if it has parallel paradox while I'm here. Again, it's not always easy to just sit down and itemize read these days. It used to be when I was younger, but based on whatever's going on in the atmospheric and the climate systems, it is making the function of the human biology and a physiology very difficult with something I refer to as an adhesion. I made reference to an X-Men movie. It feels like I'm just stuck in this patterning system that's causing my human physiology to not be like a fine-tuned instrument as it used to be and as it should for correct biological function in fully functioning biology, the way humans expect to function. It's star 1978, star 8378, Earth, solar system, Milky Way, universe, galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.